How do I get unstuck in my faith? Does being stuck mean that something is wrong with my faith? Should I be concerned? That's what we want to talk about today. Hi, I'm Caleb White, your spiritual fitness coach. Experiencing growth in our walk with Jesus is so exciting. I think back to some of the times where it seemed like every area of my life was being transformed by Jesus and how exciting and amazing it was. But I think of the periods of time when I felt stuck. And more than one of those times, I wondered where God was, if he still cared, if I did something wrong. Being stuck is scary and uncomfortable. One of my favorite musicians wrote these lyrics about a similar season. Are you there? Can you hear me? Do you care? Are you near me? Because I'm scared and I'm weary. Are you there? If you're there, I'm sorry. If you aren't there right now, someday you probably will be. So what can we do when we feel stuck in our faith? Here's 3 steps you can take today. Step 1, open your hands. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose." Spend time in prayer asking God why you feel stuck. Maybe there's some sin in your life that he's inviting you to confess. Maybe he's creating in you a deeper hunger for himself. A mentor of mine called it the wilderness school of leadership. Time and time again in scripture, before God does something incredible through someone, there's a time in the wilderness that is often defined by feeling stuck, confused about what God is doing, or wondering if he's still at work. But God is at work. Even though it doesn't feel like it in the moment, some of our greatest growth happens in those confusing, stuck times. We listen harder for his voice. Even Jesus went to the wilderness at the start of his ministry. So be open-handed and accepting of what God is doing in your life. The second step, talk to another believer about what you're going through. Maybe it's a pastor, a spiritual mentor, or close friend who follows Jesus. Sometimes sharing can help us get a new perspective. One time when feeling stuck in my faith, I talked with someone trained in spiritual direction, and they offered me insight that was so helpful to me. The third step is to try something new in seeking the Lord. Sometimes you'll hear these called the spiritual disciplines or practices. They're ways for us to seek the voice and presence of God in our lives. You could spend some more time in prayer than you're used to, or pray the same prayer every day. Something simple like, "Here I am, Lord, I am listening." You could study a passage of scripture like Psalm 23 or John 15. Spend a couple hours in silence and solitude at the end of each week. Serve someone who needs help, or even fast. There are plenty of resources to learn more about the practices, including Go Tandem. But when you're stuck, trying something new to seek the Lord can get things moving again. Dr. Henry Cloud defines spiritual growth as this: grace plus truth plus time equals growth. So be patient with yourself. God is in control. He knows where you are, and he's working for your good. Now go win today.